Welcome to the first round of the New Blitz tournament. Now we are playing amateur player who is local 1 and rated around 1700. I can tell you that this tournament happens in the northernmost city in Serbia. It's called Subotica. It's close to Hungary. I started with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, went for my Italian game. And I can tell you that I really like this club because it's vintage, old, had a history, big history behind it. And let's focus now on the masterclass in the middle game. The very important part here is my opponent is allowing me to position my bishop on b3, and he also played already twice with this knight. I went knight c3, he went knight f6. Even though his position looks solid, he's already worse, because this knight is usually exposed by f4, so he shouldn't move the knight from c6. He should look for some break in the center. I castled, he castled, and that's actually where it happens. f4, knight g6. So at that point, I'm looking how I can actually create something with these two pawns. I want to stop any sort of knight g4, bishop g4. He went a6, trying to push b5, but I stop it with a4. And this is actually what lower rated opponents do. They create weaknesses. It's just temporary attack on the piece, but it creates permanent weaknesses in the middle. And more you play with your pawns, more you're gonna regret it later in the endgame. Knight f3, bishop d7, pretty much very natural move. And now there must be something. Is it e5? Is it f5? Is it some knight jump in the middle? Is it improvement with rook e1 or bishop e3? Here, you're looking for forcing moves, of course. If you don't have any captures, then you're looking for the threats. Like f5 and e5 are direct threats on the pieces. So after f5, this knight is under the attack and he can go here, the only square is here. Do we like that one? Change of the pawn structure? Why not? He already exposed his pawns. So after trade, we got beautiful hole in the middle that we're gonna use as advantage. And to take the more control of that pawn, you have to eliminate the defender. That's pretty much one of the principles when it comes to trading. There is really nice book, I think it's called The Art of the Exchange. He went for b5 directly, firstly eliminating the knight, the defender over the d5 square. He took it back with bishop. Now this bishop is bad, like a big pawn. Bishop d5, nice move, positioning the bishop before they closes. Targeting the rook, they moved. Now we exchange the pawn. We are looking forward to open up the line for our rook. And look at these beautiful pieces. That's actually what makes us better and separate us than average level. Because I'm looking now even to provoke more of these pawns. To create weaknesses, I'm playing quiet move. King h1, he went b4. And here we go, that's what I wanted, knight b1. So he, without even thinking, pushed this pawn and attacked my knight. And now my plan is to plant the knight on c4. So there was always some purpose behind the moves. Bishop b5 targets the rook here. Okay, he grabs some tempo, grabs some, some space, that's totally fine. I have like options here, here, and here. Most probably rook g1 is the safest one. I gave him some activity here, but without this bishop he can't do anything. I played rook f3. Later on, trying to centralize my rook, he went queen c7, trying to put the rook into the middle. Now knight e2 is a nice move. Already looking forward to jump here, or maybe to trade this light square bishop, because this is a very bad bishop. He went rook d8. And now at this point, I should maybe play something like c4 or rook g3. I went b3, which is a little bit waste of time. This move pretty much does not anything for me. Okay, it's creating the strength over this square, but after bishop c6, which my opponent found it, now I can't go for knight c4 because after take, there is this powerful move e4, and I'm now in a trouble. That's why rook f3 move was not good position of the rook, just because of this counterplay. I went rook d3 because I wanted to protect my bishop, but this apparently is not good for one reason, and you'll see it soon. So he took, I took back with my rook. Like, position looks beautiful for white if I can just play knight c4 and I will be totally fine here and better. But the problem is after this trade, there is only one move for black that creates something, and actually black is better after that. Everything else, white is better. And that's the move e4. It opens the diagonal, doesn't even matter if sacrifice the pawn. It's activate the bishop. So you have to remember to activate your pieces. Instead, he went queen d7. It attacks the pawn, but I don't really care about of these pawns. I care about the activity. And my knight is in the middle, targeting the bishop, so I'm not really planning to take this bishop. It's important for me to at least protect this pawn here, which is pass pawn, which is nice for me. And I actually like the way how it goes together with knight, with rook, with queen. He can take here, absolutely, but that was my point. I would play queen to d3, then I will play rook f2, rook f1, I will push this pawn, and I'll be fine. Instead, he went bishop e7, and every passive move that now black commits in this position is just strengthening my side more and more. I went queen f3, so I'm still indirectly protecting the pawn here, because if queen takes, there is knight f6, and now we are winning the queen. Instead, he went rook d8. Now I just went rook d1, so additionally protect my pawn, and I'm ready for d6, and then knight takes e5, so position is already collapsing for black. Black had one moment to grab the advantage and activate his bishop, and he didn't take a chance of that. He went bishop f8, maybe to escape these attacks, but this doesn't stop me to play d6, which creates the angle for the knight. He went f6, and I can also reroute my queen here and here. I went g4 just to protect my pawn before I move my queen. I forgot to tell you that you don't see the time just because of the light angle that hits the clock, and I'm very sorry about that. Every game is like that, unfortunately, of this tournament, but hopefully you're gonna get nice commentary. It's blitz game, so time is not even important here. Knight takes e5, targets the queen, so he kind of wasted the time with his king there. And now after queen b5, I just land with my knight on e6. If he takes on d6, I have just knight takes f8, and my rook is protected by queen, and he doesn't have any double check later on my knight, because my knight is on dark square and also my king is safe. So there is no problem about that one. After knight e6, he played rook to e8, and after d7, white is totally winning, and he resigns the game. There is 9 rounds of this tournament. We are currently 1 out of 1. You can see the game review, the accuracy, and I'll see you in the next one.